Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakwakadash is about Masha DC Camp with a brief lesson to inform the sincere I came during the work of Yahweh Hashem sincerity and truth that the spirit of prophecy is real. Esau is gearing people up, grooming them, preparing them to abandon cash, and embrace a cashless society in which folks will have to take the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. It's one of the reasons they had to introduce the credit card, the debit cards, gift cards, and all that stuff. Cryptocurrencies. It's the reason why all those things had to be put in place. It's because Esau needs to move the people's mind from cash, using coins, to having credit cards, biometrics and all that stuff, and have them to get implanted with the RFID chip. So I'm going to make this video very short. So this is going to be a video. It's about a family of Edomites.
The Sutton family has gone from this
is pre-allowance app,
to that.
and now I use this.
They're one of a growing number of American families using less cash and more plastic for everyday spending.
We don't deal with a lot of cash. Even their lunches are now automated through credit cards. So they're very, very used to this and not used to cash.
Buying lunch, shoes, even an iPad.
Yep, so you could tell, man, the first person in the family they would like to go to is always the woman. So they know how to get these children. They go through the mother, and then the mother has to, start whispering to the father's ears, and then from there he gets on board. So the same old thing that the serpent did with Eve in the garden, to get Adam out of favor with the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, is the same old trickery. You always got to walk through the weaker vessel.
Children make purchases on their own. From a weekly allowance, they get in a card instead of cash.
I bought these with my own money so I could play soccer with them.
Their parents use a mobile app or go online to
They talk about, being financially savvy, but they don't really understand what money really is, And when you go into the book of Exodus, chapter 13, I could pull out the precept, but let me just play the video real quick.
transfer money into each child's account. Then Bridget, Hannah, and Samantha use their allowance card to spend their allotment.
It's more like your own personal credit card, so you don't have to carry around all this cash.
Using cash isn't all that cheap. Research from Tufts University shows that the cost of using cash to consumers, businesses, and governments is about $200 billion a year.
The so-called Judah woman, she always got to be one of the people to promote, the so-called slave master's agenda. She'll be a spokeswoman till the end, man.
In everything from ATM fees to theft to lost tax revenue. And that costs the average American family over $1,700 a year.
To just have the information is more helpful.
And it's safer.
Allowance Manager founder Dan Meter says using plastic and tracking spending not only saves families money, it helps children learn how to make transactions in an increasingly cashless society.
Fundamental money management skills, like they can't spend the same money tomorrow that they spent today, monitor their electronic passbooks or check registers to see what they have spent, where it went, why their balance exists. That will build a very solid fundamental understanding of money.
An understanding of money.
That's not an understanding of money. That's an understanding of spending. Right there, man. For them to have an understanding of money, they have to actually know exactly what money is, what is acceptable as money, concepts of economics, inflation, all the trades and all that stuff. All they do is just spend, You don't understand that why are interest rates so low, and why does the bank have to charge so much when folks, go over the limit of what they have in their accounts. So those are the things they will have to have an idea of, to have a better understanding of money. and also include the nature of the stock market, you know, the nature of the Federal Reserve, the Treasury, all those stuff. That's very important when it comes to economics. So, there's nothing much that these children are learning in these schools. They're just being force fed propaganda. And when, a couple of them wake up and try to change things, they get muzzled back in line, they get threatened. So just understand, when the father of the house doesn't have a super understanding of what money is all about, the power of money, the sound wisdom behind money, he's basically wasting his time. He's not really developing or creating a family with sound wisdom. All he's doing is just raising a bunch of soulless consumers. All right. So I get a quick precept here. So this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. The Father talks about, it's safe and all that stuff. Hey, all you can do is track how much the children are spending. He doesn't understand why everything has to go from cash to debit card. And then what's the next step? You know. So let's see what he's going to say when it's time to receive the RFID chip. What will his opinion be? What his input is going to be? That's going to be something we would like to see. So I read verse 17, and it says, "And that no man might buy or sell." So how are the children going to be able to buy or sell in those last days? Folks want to sell whatever they bought with credit card, with cash. Folks want to sell. Other things that are valuable to them. Folks also want to buy things too. So what are they going to do? Are they going to rely on debit card, credit cards? No, they're going to have to go along with the chip because folks don't have faith, man. These Edomites are not meant to have faith in the Lord Yahweh Shai. They weren't ordained to receive the gospel. Even if they accept the gospel, they have no salvation. So it says, "And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 6." So, when you look it up, it's Chi Psi Stigma. Chi Psi Sigma, that's 666. All right. So it's important to understand that for commerce to happen in these last days, when the RFID chip is made the law of the land, that's by, having business transactions, you're going to see what these people have to say. Folks are already taking the chip now, talking about there's so much poverty in the world, that a lot of people that are poor don't have bank accounts. It's important we get them on board. So that's the whole plan, to get people to have an electronic bank accounts, to get them to carry, credit card and debit card and accept forms of electronic money.
Using plastic, not paper.
Oscar, you want to buy bones with your allowance? Yeah.
Sharon Epperson, CNBC Business News.
That's some of the same kind of joke that Nate was making, Maybe your dog could use the RFID chip, could get buy some lamb for the dog or whatever. It's so funny, man. So just let you know, man, Israel society is built on deception. All right, and we, the men of the Lord, have to do our best to stay in the good graces of Yahweh Shema Shai to be able to overcome these last days, man. It's better to have a spiritual bank account than a so-called bank account of this world, man. That's why, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai talks about storing our treasures in heaven, where neither thieves break through and steal, where moths can corrupt. So it's beautiful to understand that the scriptures of Yahweh Shema Shai applies to so many situations upon the face of the earth. And we as men of the Lord willing, other one writers that we're able to fulfill that prophecy of going out there on the highways and byways and bring the knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai to the people that need it and that we accept it. So I say, Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kwakwadesh, double honors and salutations. I was an apostle of Grooming Stone who rule well. So I came as a brother to know, man, Esau has different angles of coming like people to accept his technology when it comes to financial transactions. It says like giving his children more independence to make their own decisions when it comes to spending money. But it's all a ruse. It's all a front. It's a Trojan horse. So it's funny. They're pushing it in the school system, in the medical facilities, in transportation, even in the military. So it's a prophecy that has to happen, and we cannot ignore it. You have to acknowledge that it has to happen. So it's part of the prophecy of Yahweh Shema Shai. So I can stay faithful, stay humble, fight a good fight of faith, and be observant. Be circumspect. Shalom.